With a little more than 8 months to go before Britain is due to leave the EU on March 29, 2019, May's government, Parliament, the public and businesses remain deeply divided over what form Brexit should take. May's plans to keep a close trading relationship with the EU on goods thrust her government into crisis this month, and there is speculation she could face a leadership challenge after 2 of her most senior ministers, including Johnson, resigned in protest. Only 1 in 10 voters would pick the government's proposed Brexit plans if there were a second referendum, according to the poll. Almost half think it would be bad for Britain. The new Brexit minister Dominic Raab said on Sunday the Prime Minister was still trying to persuade members of the cabinet that her strategy was the best way forward. Raab also warned that Britain could refuse to pay a £39 billion, $51 billion, divorce bill to the EU if it does not get a trade deal, a threat used before by ministers. No deal Brexit. Speaking to the BBC, Raab refused to deny reports the government is planning to stockpile food or use a section of motorway in England as a lorry park to deal with increased border checks if Britain leaves the EU without a deal. The possibility of leaving without a trade deal has increased, with May facing rebellions from different factions in her party. She only narrowly won a series of votes on Brexit in Parliament last week. The Sunday Times poll found voters are increasingly polarized, with growing numbers of people alienated from the 2 main political parties. 38% of people would vote for a new right-wing party that is committed to Brexit, while almost a quarter would support an explicitly far-right anti-immigrant, anti-Islam party, the poll found. Brexit campaigner Nigel Farage and U.S. President Donald Trump's former advisor Steve Bannon are in discussions about forming a new right-wing movement, according to the Sunday Times. Half of voters would support remaining in the EU if there were a second referendum, the poll found, a level of support found in other surveys this year. YouGov spoke to 1,668 adults in Britain on July 19 and 20, according to the Sunday Times, which did not provide other details about how the poll was conducted. $1 equal pounds.